Welcome to SmartApp, BMO Insurance's digital application platform for life and critical illness insurance, anytime, anywhere, in person or non-face-to-face. In this tutorial, you'll learn the SmartApp process step by step, plus find out where SmartDecision, powered by View, our virtual underwriting engine, may deliver instant underwriting decisions for eligible applications. Start by logging into Advisor Support. Select SmartApp to open your SmartApp dashboard. From here, you can either resume an application already in progress or start a brand new application. There are two ways you can begin an application. First, you can start an application with an illustration by selecting Quote on the SmartApp dashboard. Note that only term and critical illness insurance quotes can be generated directly in SmartApp. Begin by entering the product details, application province, and insured information. Then, open the Rider and Benefits tab to select any additional riders or benefits and enter their details. The monthly and annual premium are calculated and displayed at the bottom of the screen. When the quote is complete, select Launch SmartApp. Key information from the quote will automatically pre-fill the application, saving you time. For universal life and whole life, you must create the quote using the desktop wave and attach the signed PDF to the SmartApp. Alternatively, as demonstrated here, you'll start a new SmartApp directly from your dashboard by selecting New Application. Begin the SmartApp with the Pre-Screen tab, including the client's preferred language for the application, policy contract, and future correspondence. Next, proceed to the Advisor tab. Review your advisor details and confirm your MGA information is correct. If another advisor is sharing commission on this case, select Add Commissionable Advisor to add them, confirming the commission split equals 100%. Include assistant or administrator details as needed to support the application. Move on to the Plan Selection tab, where the base product details are captured. Select the product type, plan name, coverage details, and face amount. All fields marked as required must be completed before you can continue. Confirm the province of signing and policy date, and review any pre-filled details if the application was launched from an online wave quote. If you are submitting applications for associated clients, link the applications here to ensure they are processed together. Move on to the Insured tab. This is where the insured client's details will be captured. Select Add Insured and specify whether you are entering information for the primary, an additional insured, or an insured for a specific rider. Enter the details of the client's personal information, capture identification details, address, contact, financial and employment information, and click Save. Repeat the Add Insured process for each insured being added to the application. You will note a list of all insureds added will be displayed on the Insured tab. Proceed to the Owner tab to select the policy owner by choosing an insured or adding a new individual, corporation, or trust. At least one owner must be added to continue. If the owner is an entity, enter the name and contact details of the individual at the entity who is authorized to sign. Add any joint or contingent owners where required. You will note a list of all owners added will be displayed on the Owner tab. For universal life, whole life, or Term 100 applications, define the base coverage details in the Coverage Info tab. Associate the appropriate insureds to each coverage. Add additional base coverages if required. Next, select or remove riders based on your client's needs in the Rider and Benefits tab. Where required, specify the insured and amount for each rider. On the Insurance History tab, answer whether each insured has prior insurance coverage. If necessary, provide coverage details, disclose any replacement intent, and history of declined or modified applications. For replacement applications outside of Quebec, a life insurance replacement declaration form will automatically be included in the e-sign package and submitted to BMO Insurance with the application. On the Questionnaire Options tab, if the application is eligible for instant underwriting via SmartDecision, a confirmation message will appear at the top of the screen. Choose how insurability questions will be completed. If you wish for the application to remain eligible for instant underwriting via SmartDecision, you must select Complete Insurability Questionnaire Now and complete all insurability questions within SmartApp for all the insured parties. Select Complete with Service Provider later if your client prefers to provide answers to the medical questions later via a tele-interview, a paramedical, or providing shared evidence. Note that instant underwriting will no longer be available with this option. In this tutorial, we will proceed with Complete Insurability Questionnaire Now to demonstrate instant underwriting via SmartDecision. Before continuing, confirm that all application details entered thus far are correct. Once you proceed, application details are locked to ensure SmartDecision eligibility remains valid. Next, you'll answer underwriting and insurability questions. Depending on the product and coverage amount, the Underwriting Questions tab will contain physician information and, where necessary, the lifestyle or medical questions depending upon the product, rider, and insured details. Complete these questions for each insured. If you've chosen to complete the Insurability Questionnaire now, you'll then proceed to the Insurability Questionnaire tab. Here, for each insured, capture client consent, then launch the questionnaire. Answer each question as it appears. Some responses will trigger additional questions automatically, and answers must be provided for all questions. Confirm the responses carefully with your client prior to submitting. Clicking on any question will allow you to update the response. When the Insurability Questionnaire is complete, select Underwriting Decision, and the SmartDecision process will evaluate the applicant's responses. Navigate to the Requirements and Decisions tab to view the instant decision where available, and any additional underwriting requirements for each insured. All instant underwriting approvals are tentative and may still be subject to additional review by an underwriter for finalization of the decision. Applications with an instant underwriting decision may also be subject to a random request for additional evidence after the application has been submitted. The Beneficiary tab must be completed if your client wishes to name beneficiaries. If yes, add each primary and, if desired, contingent beneficiary, and ensure total allocation percentages total 100% for each category. If no beneficiaries are named, the beneficiary will default to the proposed owner or the proposed owner's estate. Note that the Beneficiary for CI tab, not displayed in this example, will be displayed on applications that include critical illness coverage, and the signing provinces allow for a beneficiary designation for CI. Complete the same process as the beneficiary screen to add a beneficiary for each insured under any critical illness coverages. If none are defined, the beneficiary will default to the proposed owner or the proposed owner's estate. In the Payor tab, select if the owner, insured, or a third party will be paying the premiums. If a third-party payer is selected, enter their details. On the Purpose tab, indicate the purpose of the insurance and indicate all sources of payment. The Payment Info tab is where the method and mode of payment will be defined. No payment is collected with the application, but providing these details on the application ensures efficient settlement of the policy and reduces the need for additional forms later. On a universal life application, the planned modal premium should be entered here. Ensure it matches that used in the illustration. Select the initial and subsequent premium payment options and the preferred withdrawal date if pre-authorized debit is chosen. The preferred withdrawal date can be any date between the 1st and 28th. For universal life applications, the UL Fund Allocation tab will be displayed. Change the premium allocation investment options if they differ from the default fund listed and enter the allocations. Repeat for the side account if chosen. Confirm that total allocations for each type equal 100% before continuing. Ensure the allocations exactly match the illustration. If there is any discrepancy, the application will take precedence over the illustration. On the Review tab, messages will alert you to any missing details, and red circle icons on the tabs will indicate where and how many updates are required. You must resolve all displayed messages before you can proceed with signatures. Be sure to inform the applicants of the temporary accidental death benefit, included in all SmartApp applications automatically, at no additional cost. Once any errors have been resolved, confirm the application has been reviewed by checking the review box and select Proceed to Signature. The e-sign process and the attached documents are managed in the Signatures and Documents tab. Confirm that each signing party has a unique email address and mobile phone number before initiating the e-sign process. Select a signing option for each signing party, either in person now or remote sign. In this tutorial, you will proceed with in-person now signature option. While not shown in this example, remote signers will receive an email from OneSpan to verify their identity using a one-time SMS code. Signatures are completed sequentially, one signer at a time. Encourage your signers to complete the e-sign process as soon as possible. The servicing advisor is not required to e-sign the application. Track the e-sign progress of your SmartApp at any time in the Signatures and Documents tab. While in progress, you'll note the application status will be awaiting e-signatures. If a signer declines, finds an error, or is locked out, you can cancel, correct the application, and resend for e-signature. The SmartApp and Term or CI illustration PDFs are viewable in the SmartApp package section. Additional documents, including illustrations for universal life, whole life, or Term 100 applications, can be added to the attached documents section at the bottom of the Signatures and Documents tab. If there are mandatory documents you need to attach, messages will be displayed alerting you to this. If they remain outstanding after e-signatures and the advisor report are complete, the application status will indicate Documents Required. In the Required Advisor Report tab, complete the general information and any required third-party determinations. Review the advisor certification carefully, add comments if needed, and certify the application to enable submission. When complete, the application status will indicate Ready to Submit, and the Submit button will activate for you to select. Congratulations! You've submitted your application to BMO Insurance, and a copy of the application and relevant attachments has been provided to your distributor. If you need to review a previously submitted application, you can do so on your SmartApp Submitted dashboard for 90 days. You will receive a SmartDecision confirmation via SMS message and email if the application was eligible for an instant underwriting decision and your client completed the Insurability questionnaire. Need help with SmartApp? Refer to the SmartApp user guide for detailed instructions or contact the digital support team by email or phone during business hours.